All right, we're going to continue with chapter 7. In fact, we're going to wrap it up today. Uh, Last lecture, we developed the formulas for valuation using dividend growth model under 3 different cases. Today, we're going to develop a template basically for case 2, but case 1 and case 0 are special cases of that. So that's going to take care of all the calculations regarding dividend growth model. I'm going to start with uh, this goal seeker template we have. Not only will we be able to calculate a value given all the other inputs, we can also calculate one of the inputs given the stock value. So download that first. I'm gonna do that as goal seeker template. Since this is gonna create an issue with macro, right click on that, open the file location, right click on the file name, properties, make sure you click on unlock, then open the file. Of course, if you already had that goal seeker template in your computer, you don't have to go through those. Go to the seeker sheet. This is basically the blank version of everything. Nothing you can do here other than make a copy of itself, which is done using that black button. And I'm going to call this dividend growth model template. First, let's figure out what sort of inputs we're going to need. Case 2, which is the general case. We're going to basically build a calculator. I mean, that's our idea. Well, I'm going to need to know R, the required rate of return. I'm going to need to know G2, the growth rate for the second stage. I'm going to need to know T, number of known dividends in the first stage. And I will also need the list of known dividends for the first stage. So I need D1 through DT for problems with unknown inputs. We will also need the market price. All right. So other than the market price, we need to know at least 4 things. If there's only one known dividend, We need to know discount rate or the required rate of return, second stage growth rate, number of known dividends, which can be one or more, and list of dividends. So I'm going to go to my goal seeker template. I'm going to have at least 4 inputs. One is already given. Add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So let's call this required rate of return. In fact, I'm going to be even more descriptive. I'm going to call it R. Of course, I'm going to call this market price. And I'm going to call this if. This is a green light. Call that solver mode. Otherwise, setup mode. Don't worry about the options. If in the future you want to build in optionalities, uh, I still want to have them in there. We won't, but if we did, technically I can delete one of these, but I'm going to leave them as such. And well, market price, and I'm going to call this value of the firm. These will be dollar formats. Same thing here. Required rate of return is percent. I'm going to do 2 digits. I think I should be able to make that a subscript. Let me see. Well, let's just call it G2 for now. These are percents. Number of known dividends. Let me put numbers here. 10, 5, 1 for now. That's the minimum. Okay. Now, if you have more than one known dividends, you need to add inputs. I'm gonna add enough so that I can have up to 10. If you need more, you can add more. Okay, add one more. For the purpose of our problems, I don't think I would ever give you more than 10 years anyway. But if you want more than that, fine. Actually, let's do up to 15. To make this part visible, we can go there if you need to. All right. I just want to see the formats. I'm going to change that anyway. Let's kind of remember the calculation we're going to make. These are the present values of the known dividends. Then I'm going to take the terminal value, for which I'll give you a formula, and calculate the present value of that. And dt is dt plus 1 over r minus g2. And dt plus 1 equals dt times 1 plus g2. So I need the flexibility to be able to calculate all the present values, add them up, figure out, let's say t is 10, figure out 11th dividend, given 11th dividend, get the terminal value. Once I have terminal value, I get the value of the second stage or the late stage. So this is early firm. This is late firm. Remember, we did that thought experiment that I divided this share into two securities. One security gets only the dividends up to year T, including year T. The second security gets dividends only after year T. Basically, we're going to calculate the values of both of those securities, add them up to get the value for the firm. So let's kind of do that. Right here, I'm going to calculate two things: year, present value. Let me copy the format of these. Just to be safe, I'm going to allow up to 50, which you will never need, but just in case. Now I need to get the